Welcome back to the second episode of A Cup of Joe. For those who don't know me, my name is Jolette Organista, your host. And well, the reason why it's called A Cup of Joe is because many of you guys drink your cup of mate, tea, coffee, milk, water in the morning, and I'm going to be the cup that you need in the evening every Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm here because I love to talk. If anyone that actually knows me knows that I love to talk about literally everything about my life. And so I thought to myself, why not start a podcast so other people can listen to me? And so I dropped my first episode on YouTube because that's where I'm going to be posting my podcast on my YouTube channel, because I already have a channel and I think it's just easier for me to do that. And a couple of you that have been watching that listen to my podcast were like, hey, like, I really enjoyed your podcast, but I didn't see your face. I didn't see you didn't have your face on your podcast. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you guys wanted to see my face. So this is why I'm actually doing a video of me speaking while I'm doing my podcast. So you're welcome. But most importantly, thank you to everyone that supports me through this podcast. I am super glad that a lot of people can already relate to what I'm already saying, or what I'm sharing. And I'm excited to do this every Thursday. So let's just get right into it. So I want this podcast to be super realistic, super vulnerable. I want this content that I'm sharing to relate to you, but also things in your life that relate to me, and that's how we're gonna connect. And I was pondering throughout the week what I wanted to talk about this week, and I thought, man, I really need to get my life together. And I feel like many of us always say that, and the reason why I say it is because I feel like I'm falling behind, hence the title, Am I Really Falling Behind? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Well, a little bit actually about the week. During this week right now, I've been really frustrated because all the goals that I wrote down in my journal since, the beginning of the year changed dramatically. And nothing has gone the way that I wanted it to. And so that's why I think I'm falling behind. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm 25. I recently just turned 25 years old in July. And I'm living in my parents' house. I don't have a job. And what else? Oh yeah, I'm single. So much has changed in this whole year, and I feel like I'm back to square one. I'm back to feeling like I'm nothing. And I'm feeling I'm falling behind. And I feel very frustrated about that sometimes, and I bet you do too. I bet many of you are maybe on the same boat that I am in right now, but it's not fun because you feel like, you don't feel like anything. And so actually I was calling my best friend yesterday because I was, ranting to her about, oh, well, this happened last week and this and that. I gave her the daily update because I'm that friend that has terrible experiences, and she has, her life's not perfect, but I'm that friend that I'm going to tell you about my life and you're going to be entertained by it. And so I was telling her about all this. I was like, yeah, I just feel like I'm falling behind in everything. I don't have this, I don't have that. I just feel really sad, or sometimes I just don't know what to feel. And she, as a great best friend, she's just like, Jolette, you've been so blessed this year, and the only thing you're thinking about is how negative your failures, or you've been thinking of just only the negative things in your life. And I was thinking to myself, no, I'm not a very negative person. She's like, well, you're obviously just telling me all the bad stuff, or all the things that didn't work the way you wanted it to. So you've done so much since the beginning of the year, and all you can focus about how you're falling behind. And I took a moment and I was like, dang, you're right. Like, I literally forgot so many things that I've done the past year, and I can't even recall them because I keep thinking of these moments that I'm falling behind, these moments that I'm failing, and all this. And so I was like, all right. So after I called her, after the call, I started to think about all the things that have happened to me during the year, and I wanted to share that with you. So the beginning of this year, January, I went to Mexico. I was still in school, but I was doing like this internship over there, and so I was able to stay with my grandma, my mom, and be in Mexico for the first time in my entire life. I was born here, my parents are from Mexico, and I've never really traveled within Mexico. And so for the first time ever, I was in Mexico, in La Ciudad, and then I went to Estado de Mexico, Cuautitlán Izcalli, and then I was like, whoa, there's so many cool things to do, so many great food. And so I spent the 3 months eating a ton of Mexican food, traveling to different cities, making friends, and just doing all that I can to observe the Mexican culture, because I can't really get all the full immersion in the US. And I literally did YouTube videos about it, and I was looking back at those videos and just how creative I've gotten, and how out of like the box and uncomfortable I was getting to do things that I'm really excited to do. And so after that, I was, January, February, March, mid-April, I was heading back to Utah because I had to prepare for graduation. I was going to graduate from college. That's crazy. I mean, depending on what you want to do, you don't need a college degree. But for me, graduating from college is a big deal. And I spent 4 years. I spent actually more than 4 years because other stuff that was going on. I had to take a gap year. So look, I started college back in 2016 and I graduated 2023. That's 7 years later, but I did it. And I'm actually the first female in my family to graduate from college, to get an actual degree. And that's crazy. And I remember everyone was just so proud of me. And I was just so proud of myself for doing something, for being, not just a college graduate, but having debt-free. I'm debt-free. I don't have any debt. And getting a full ride from the University of Utah. And it was just so amazing that the journey that was ending. And again, I wasn't focused on that. I was just yeah, I'm going to graduate. But then I thought, this is awesome. And all my family was there. And then after that, for graduation, I planned another trip to Mexico for a couple of weeks. So I was basically in Mexico June, July, and then I came back at the end of July. And I've been here since. And the only thing that I can think about is, dang, I don't have a job. Dang, I don't have money. Dang, I'm still living with my parents. Dang, I'm single. And it's just whoa, all these things that I've done this whole year, and the only thing I'm worried about and now it's consumed in my head is, wow, I didn't achieve that. Wow, I'm not good enough. Wow, I can't believe I'm still single. Wow, I can't believe I'm alone. And it's whoa, calm down, relax. Why are you so focused on achieving your next goal and you didn't even recognize the whole journey that you took to achieve where you are now? And so the question is, am I really falling behind? Are you guys really falling behind? And I honestly, after this talk with my best friend and pondering and thinking about all the experiences I had, is no, I'm not falling behind. I'm just thinking about the comparisons that I have in my head with the other people that I see on my social media, that I see, living close to me, my close friends. And sometimes I just get so overwhelmed that I'm not where they are, when they probably feel the same way. I'm falling behind and I don't even know what I'm doing in my life, but I'm still trying. And so it just caught my attention. This whole week I've just been thinking man, I feel so unsuccessful. And the reality is I've been successful for the last 4 years, especially this year. I've done so much to improve myself and so much to grow as an individual in every aspect of my life. And I'm so worried about things that I don't have. I don't know if you feel that way. And so what am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do when we feel like we're falling behind? There was a song on Instagram, on Instagram Reels that I heard that it's everybody's falling in love, but I'm falling behind. And I was just like, dude, that's my song. Because that's literally so true. Like, I'm trying so hard to, like, find a job, right? Or I'm trying so hard to actually go on dates and all this and all that. And I feel so exhausted. And in this song, I love it. Listen to it all the time. But we need to take in consideration that everyone is at their own pace and their own speed. And you need to be aware that it's okay that you're maybe going a little bit slower than others, or people are going faster than you. But it doesn't mean that you're not enough. It doesn't mean that you're not doing better. It just means that you're progressing in a different way that they are. And this also reminded me of an activity that was happening last week. I did a 5K run for the first time ever. And this is a legit kind of like perspective, like visual of what it means, what I felt like falling behind. I didn't train for this 5K, and I was like, you know what, I'm active. I play basketball, I run, jog every day, and I exercise every day, so I'm gonna be able to do this 5K like piece of cake. And I was with everyone that was gonna do this 5K, and I told my friend, like, hey, let me use one of your AirPods because I want to listen to music. I forgot mine. He's like, no, because you're gonna fall behind, because I'm gonna go ahead. I've run every day, and I'm gonna try to, be in the front. And I said, dude, I'm gonna be in the front too. And he's like, no, you're not, because you didn't train. You didn't do this. And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. And so he didn't give me his AirPod, but we were in line. And then once the 5K started going, after like 10 minutes, I was already like losing. My friend started running and I fell behind. And then I had, after like a while, I didn't even see where he was anymore. All my friends were ahead of me and I was falling literally behind because I was not used to the running, like not running, but jogging the entire time. And I remember feeling so weak and unimportant, and I was just like, dang, this sucks, because I'm a very competitive person, and just the feeling of people passing me was irritating me. And so I was like trying to run faster and faster, and then I would get tired because I was obviously giving too much energy from what I could just, patiently pace myself and not worry about the other people that were like passing me. And so then another friend came by, my German friend, and he was just like, keep going, don't give up, like just go at your pace. You don't have to be, speeding where everyone is. Just do it your time, your pace. And so I was like, okay. So I played music on my phone to try to like motivate me to keep going, and I started to do any type of techniques that I could remember of running and jogging in place from like when I was in high school and track and field. And my friend just kept motivating me, and more people kept passing me by, but I wasn't focused on that. I was just like, hey, my goal is to make it to the finish line. My goal is just to take fast deep breaths, drink water when I can, and just never stop. And even though I felt like even though I was literally falling behind, I wasn't, because I was still going. I was still moving forward, and I was still continuing the marathon. And as I kept running, there was moments when I could not keep going. And so my friend, he came behind me, and he started to push my back as I was running, and it helped me because it gave me the strength that I needed. And he just kept saying you can do it, keep going, don't worry about other people, just focus on your path. And then by the end, I was getting really tired, and I started to walk a little bit, and he's like, no, come on, it's just not even a mile left, literally it was just 30, a minute left, 5 minutes left before we get to the finish line. And so from there, I started to sprint. I started to run the fastest I can, and I was passing through people, but then at the end, I didn't even care. I just wanted to make it to the finish line. And then I made it to the finish line, and all my friends that were ahead of me were there waiting for me. And it was that moment when I realized, dang, I was so worried about falling behind. I was so worried about people moving in front of me, that I shouldn't have worried at all. Because at the end of the day, at the end of this race, my friends were still there supporting me. My friends were still there cheering me on. My friends were still there, well, just wanted me to finish. They just wanted me to finish. And so the lesson that I learned from the 5K is, well, first of all, I hate running. But second of all is, I think it's so important to realize that life is a marathon and you're going to have a ton of people pass you because of, their own talents and their own skills. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're all going towards one finish line. And if we focus on our pace and our breathing and in the way we're running, the technique, then we're going to make it in the end. We are totally going to make it, even though you feel like you're falling behind, like I was in this race. You're going to have friends that support you right next to you. Like I had that friend, and friends that are already at the finish line, but they're cheering you on. And that's what it's all about. And so, recapping the whole year of these great moments that I've had and this experience that I've had in this journey of, yes, I had these, not step backs, but I had moments that I was walking metaphorically in my life because of something happening. But I can't forget those moments where I should keep going. That would motivate me to keep going. And so, yeah, at the end of the race, I could barely walk. And I had to tell my friend to go get me like a bottle of water, and they gave us granola bar and like a Slurpee, and it was so awesome and nice. And I didn't sit down because I was scared I wasn't gonna be able to stand up. But I was so proud of myself to be able to finish the race. And I'm super proud of myself that I'm still going. That I'm still going even though I feel like I'm falling behind, but I'm not. I'm just going on my own pace. I'm so proud of myself to be able to be so creative after all these years. And I'm just so proud of you guys that if you're listening to this or not, you're not falling behind. You are right where you need to be. And that's exactly what you just got to tell yourself that, hey, I want these goals to happen and I want this, I want to achieve this, but right now I'm super glad that I was able to achieve what I did back then, or what I did a few months ago, a few years ago, to get to where I am right now. And so I'm just so grateful to know that even though everyone's running their own marathon and everyone's trying to achieve something, we can all say together that we're not falling behind, that we're all just where we need to be. And I just want us for a moment, do this with me. I know it's weird, but just do it with me. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. So, to put our mind at ease about this topic, like, are you really falling behind? Your eyes better be closed right now. So, this moment, you're probably thinking, man, I don't have any of these things that I thought I would have by this year. Like me. And so, but now let's think of the beginning of the whole year, January. So think about the time think about your January this year. What were you doing? What are things that you forgot that you achieved? What are things that you forgot that you even did to help you improve, to help you grow, to help you become a better person, to help you become a better friend, a better parent, a better sister or brother, to become a better student? Just think of all these experiences and really think, like I'm thinking right now. And you start to smile when you start to think of all the things that you have achieved to get where you are from now. So that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and now we're heading to September. So take a pause, and instead of beating yourself up about where you aren't, and instead of beating yourself up of what you don't have, be grateful for everything that you have done for yourself so you can continue to grow for the end of the year. And I hope you're smiling right now, because I'm smiling about what I've done this whole year. And it's awesome to know that I can really look back and be proud of this whole year, even though nothing came out to be as planned. But I'm super proud of where I am right now because I did it myself. Well, obviously with the help of others, but I did it. And I'm going to keep doing it. So no, you aren't falling behind. You are just at your pace, at your speed, and you are exactly where you need to be right now. So just remember that. The next time, literally tomorrow, if you start thinking, man, this sucks, I'm literally alone and single. Well, what can you do during this time when you're alone and single? Think of solutions. Think of moments that you've had great times being alone. Just think positive. Think differently. As we think differently, we'll be able to just feel better about ourselves. And so, in conclusion, no, I'm not really falling behind. I have emotions that make me feel I'm falling behind, but honestly, I am just exactly where I need to be. Right here. In my parents' house. I'm just really grateful that I'm able to share this all with you, and I really hope that something I said spoke to you, spoke to your heart, just makes you realize that you are enough. I'm so proud of you, and no, you aren't falling behind. Just take a deep breath. Relax. I'm cheering you on again. You are exactly where you need to be. So, keep going. Keep making your goals. If you don't achieve them, adjust them. If you can't adjust them, well, change them. Because it's necessary. Change is necessary for growth. And that means that as we run this marathon together, we'll make it to the finish line. So, that is my thoughts. That's the Cup of Joe for today. I really hope that you enjoyed my thoughts and my opinions when it comes to this, because we're all doing fine. Girl, boy, we are doing fine. We're fine. So relax. I need to relax because I'm freaking dramatic. So yeah, that's the Cup of Joe. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm so excited to continue this every week with new topics and to literally do this to hype myself up, because I believe in myself and I believe in you. And if you didn't listen to my last podcast, it's on my YouTube. It's just my audio, but this time you can see my face. And well, we're gonna wrap things up with the intro again. So we will see you next week, Joe fam. This was your Cup of Joe for today. Bye.